Hey people, welcome to the Pathfinder Podcast. I am Danny Wallen, and today I am with...
My name is Connor Lazenby. I am an audio engineer and producer out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
And on this episode, we are going to talk about our experience at the URM Summit in Orlando, Florida of November of last year, 2018. So Connor, how are you feeling today?
It's a good day. It's a Sunday. I know I'm way behind. I'm just starting out my day, and you're kind of near the end, but it's cool that, dude, internet, we're across the pond. We can talk like this. This is badass.
Technology. Gotta love Skype. Tell us about yourself.
I'm 23 years old. I'm producing and recording artists out of Las Vegas, Nevada currently. In the recent last year, I went from wanting to just focus on the engineering and mixing side to more of the producer side, helping people make better songs, making people like songs that push them to their limits and make the best quality product they can put out, and just something that I can be stoked on, they can be stoked on, and like that the world just gets stoked, dude. Gotta get stoked.
Always gonna get
Bro,
stoked.
get stoked on it.
Anything you were looking forward to the most before the summit?
Honestly, I was incredibly nervous, but I was just like, okay, cool. I get to hang out with people that I know through an online community, get to hang out with a bunch of people that are into similar genres of music in a similar field and just nerd out. And I get to learn from the people that made some of my favorite records. And that was, it was cool, like, to think about that. But it was also scary. It's like, okay, cool, I'm going to fly across the country to a city I haven't been to in 15 years easily, and knowing nobody really there except for maybe like 3 people, like on a personal level, and let's just hop right in. So yeah, it was a little scary, but I was stoked about it too.
Yeah, travelling out of, obviously for me, travelling to a country I've never been to, and I knew a few guys, but I thought I knew a lot of people there. Then I got there, and then I realised that I don't know you, I don't know you, don't know you, don't know you. I thought, okay, there's a lot of people that I do not know here. And then obviously the amount of people that I did meet, I was like, there's a lot of people.
You had a long flight, dude. You had a really long flight.
I thought hours a long time. I thought 8 hours a long time, but it actually went really quick. But then obviously I met Elila and all the guys from Australia, and they were like, yeah, it took us 30 hours. I'm like, oh.
See, so then I
can't complain.
Yeah, no, I have no room to complain then for doing a 6-hour flight. I think it's just me. It's me not being on planes often, and just, but cool.
It was still an amazing feeling though, like when we were taxiing, I was like, this is it, like, I'm heading off to America, like, yes, living the American dream.
That was one of the other things I was really, like, stoked on, is that I get to meet people from across the nation, like, not the nation, the world, from all different, like, flocks of life, like Brazil, Australia, Germany, Latvia, Canada, like, just all over. But everyone meshed super well. It was very organic. Nothing really felt forced.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Everyone were on the same page, to be honest. So it doesn't matter what country you're from. We were all a bunch of audio nerds, and we just click instantly. And it was just great.
I psyched myself out a little bit prior, though.
In what way?
Like the last half an hour before being there on the plane, I was like, oh, how do I talk to people? What are people going to think? This and that. And it was so much of, what if I'm not good enough? What if I'm not cool enough? What if I don't know enough? Some of these people have done so much and are doing so much stuff right now, and I feel like I'm a nobody. But then I realized throughout the whole summit, it's like, oh, wait, everyone's at different levels. Everyone's doing different levels of stuff. Everyone's still trying to learn, and someone might have, like, for example, I met Machine, the producer, coming out of the airport, and I was like, holy shit, you're Machine. And he's like, holy shit, I am Machine. And he's like, the name's Gene. Shakes my hand. I was like, dude, all right. And it was more of, it's just people. When you view it as, I view it like when someone goes to a concert and they meet someone from a band and they're like, oh no, it's this rock star. And then they fangirl and act all weird. And if you just act like a person, just be like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? And just be human about it and just view it as talking to another person, it's more organic. And there's no reason to be scared, because everyone's there for the same reason. Everyone's there to meet people, to connect, to learn. I just overthought it, and then I realized I'm just like, you know what? I'm trying I'm holding back too much, and I just need to be myself, because if I'm just myself and go fast and just be stoked on life, everyone's gonna go cool. But if I'm like quiet and nervous, I'm not gonna learn. I'm not gonna meet people. And the whole reason I went there was to meet people and learn.
It's so true. One of the first instructors I met was Joe, and he just walked into the bar restaurant area, and it was just me and a few other guys. And I didn't expect him to come in because no one said anything, and he just walked in, and I was just like, we were just surreal because I was just like this guy who obviously who's helped so many people in the community, and he's been a massive influence on me. I'm like he's in the same room as me now. I'm like I shook his hand, so that was just. But then obviously you get to know him, and he's like 10 times more funny and more savage in person than he is online. And I was just like, he took a picture of like I made a meme that bar fight of the first night I arrived, and I was just like, this guy is hilarious. Like he's more hilarious and more savage than ever. And I'm like, it just you can't beat it, to be honest. And obviously just meeting Joy and AL, and just you just shake hands, and deep down you're a bit like, oh
Yeah.
but you're there just to be cool, hang out with people. So you just deep inside like fanboy a little bit, but in the outside just shake the hand, say hi, have a chat, and you do that with everyone.
Yeah, like I came in so nervous, and then I realized, dude, none of us are like playing and like really. I mean, some people, but not everybody in here is like really playing in a band or anything, like being rock stars. It's just we're a bunch of fucking nerds. We sit behind a computer and record music, and it was like, ooh, let's work on this 4-to-1 ratio, and like I'm gonna boost 10 dB at 3K, and it's like, no, we're just a bunch of fucking nerds, dude, trying to make cool music. And like that, I feel like people, I know, I'm guessing I'm not the only person that overthought it going into it. Is like, what do I expect? What am I coming into? But like I talked to Joey Sturgis like just for like not much time, and I was like, oh wow, okay. Joey's not like this, oh, I'm so high and mighty, I'm so awesome. No, he's like, no, he's like, hey, how's it going? I'm Joey. I was like, oh wow, okay. So
Exactly. Yeah, I always thought that about everyone. They're all like I work with like bands that we look up to, and there's some huge bands in their backlog, but not one of them were like, oh, I'm better than you. I work with these bands. Everyone was just, yeah, I'm this person. Let's hang out, and that was like a massive highlight during that period. It just no one was bigger or better than anyone.
yeah, no, it was. And I think that's why it's so awesome about it being a small event of 150 people, or however many it was. It was small, rather than 5,000 people, like a big event like South by So What or NAM or anything like that, or NAM, whatever you want to call it. I don't remember how people say it, but yeah, man.
Yeah, exactly. I know what you mean. What were the key moments that stood out during the whole week?
This is a really odd one. But in the evenings, actually socializing with people and going out and stuff. For example, and this is even like necessarily audio, but dude, Denny's. Denny's was the spot. And like going every night, because it was the cheapest thing, like within walking distance, and going to Denny's late night and with just different groups of people and hearing everyone's story, even with just like Mel and Eric and like talking to them about their video and photography and all that stuff, and then their own music ventures. That was really cool, because you never thought, oh no, they're just videoing and taking photos. And it's like, no, they're like just people, and it's really cool to hear what they've gone through, what they've seen, what they've experienced. And you have a lot more common ground with people, even if you don't realize it. So that's a really weird one, but Denny's, just conversations and really talking about with people and their stories. The presentations are always awesome. Seeing different things, like stuff that blew my mind, like watching Matt Brown's presentation and talking to him about like how he made that drum set sound how he did it in that conference room with everybody in there. And I was like, damn, it's pretty nuts. It's tough, man. You can't pick just one thing. It's the whole thing's an experience. And when people ask me like, how was it? I say it's one of the top 3 weekends I've ever, like, of my whole life that I've ever had. And the thing with that is I only say top 3 because there might be 2 awesome weekends that I'm forgetting. So, but it's, 4 days, no stress, no anger, no anxiety. Like, it was just, a little angsty coming in, but it's just unique. I can't compare it to anything else, you know?
I gotta agree with the Denny's, because obviously doing the talk and stuff, everyone's just in the zone, focusing on them. But obviously, when you actually, after they're finished, you go out and hang out with people, and then, like you said, get to know people a bit more and know more people's stories, and like just going to the same place pretty much every single day for a whole week, eating at the same food, hanging out with people, and meeting different people. That was definitely a highlight for me, amongst many others, obviously.
Yeah, man. Everyone's got a different story, and everyone's got such a unique background, and it's always really cool to hear of this person was in this band and that brought them to this, or this person was doing live sound and it brought them to this. This person was doing arts and crafts and it brought them to, like, and just different hearing, like, because everyone's different ages, everyone's from different everywhere. So to hear someone's like how the scene is in Russia, and then hear that compared to how the scene would be in Missouri or something, and Michigan, and just, it's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like so many different cultures and different countries and different languages, but we all came into like one event, and we all was one group, but from different cultures and different countries.
I think it gives really cool perspective though, of
Yeah,
what else is there out there, because you realize that other people have similar struggles, and then other people have struggles a lot worse than yours with circumstances. You can meet someone that doesn't have any music scene near them for 80 miles, 100 miles, and they're still doing stuff. And it's like, dude, see? And it's like, and I have 3 local venues, and it's like, oh, I only have 3 local venues? And like, you could think of other cities that have like 50, sure. But my 3 local venues are still more of like something to go market with people than someone that doesn't have clients for 100 miles away. I mean,
exactly.
it gives you perspective, and that's cool, and more of appreciation, I think, for the whole industry as a whole, because everyone's up and coming. But it'll be cool to see where everyone, like, where these people are all at in 10 years, and with how everyone's keeping in touch and all that pretty regularly. I mean, one of my main reasons using Facebook now or Instagram, majority of my notifications are from people from the summit. They're not people locally. It gets so much overshadowed now. It's like, oh yeah, I'll see like 50 people locally, and then I'll see like 80 people from the summit just like viewing something or liking something. And it's funny, but it's like, dude, that's awesome.
I see a few friends here and there, but majority of the people I talk to, I don't even, they live like thousands of miles away.
Yeah, I mean,
and obviously like we've been in group chats, we're always like hanging out and always seeing what everyone else is doing, and everyone's there to help each other out. If you need advice or opinions and stuff, and everyone's there just to help each other improve.
I think that's the other thing, is that there's not people putting other people down and being trolls and just making fun of them or like cracking jokes. I mean, I remember audio forums and just communities from the past, and it was, you try to get one piece of serious advice and everyone's just cracking jokes and posting memes and like talking smack, and it's like, cool, I get you're trying to make a joke, but that doesn't help me solve my problem. That doesn't help me improve. But here it's everyone, and there's not egos. It's not like, I don't want to give him my secret because I don't want him to overtake. No, dude, no one gives a shit. People want to help you. Like, people are so open of like, yeah, man, try this. Hey, try that. This worked for me this one time. Maybe it'll work for you. And everyone's so open, because it's not, you always hear about like with certain people like being so cutthroat, but with this community, it's not. It's, let's all get each other together. Let's all push each other forward, and let's all make some great fucking music and make this into a career and like do some great shit.
What were the, I think you've kind of answered this, but what was the experience of walking outside of the talks and stuff?
Little things, like, I hear a lot of stuff about people going with Ben Johnson, and them going to like Wawa. I didn't go, but I heard a lot of people went to Wawa, got sandwiches, and made some cool like relationships just there, talking in the car rides.
I was one of them.
Yeah, dude. I mean, see, the perfect example. What else was there?
I think that was like the only time I spoke to him as well. But yeah.
It was amazing, though. It was just a lot of hangs. Like coffee shop hangs in the lobby, hangs in the hallways, hangs in the rooms, wherever. It was a lot. I mean, smoker hangs outside, like just a lot of hangs, but it was really cool. But I really enjoyed like it was just so much banter and so many conversations, and it was tough because there's so many people to talk to, and I'm trying to meet as many people as possible, but still have in depth and like worthy, conversations that aren't just like, hey, what's up? Nice to meet you. No, I want to actually have a conversation. Like, so what do you do, man? Like, what's your story? And I think that was the toughest part about it for me was, and I know that's not your question, but it was tough I want to meet, there's so many awesome people here, and I want to learn everyone's story and like really what they are, what they do, what gets them stoked, like why do they do what they do? And it's just tough to fit it in, but that led to a lot of late nights, like, yeah, I could go to sleep. Or I could go to Denny's for the next 4 hours with 2 different groups of people and learn and talk to everybody's story. And then the next day you wake up and you're like, bro, I'm so tired. I got like 4 hours of sleep. And you're like, no, it's okay. Coffee, Red Bull. Let's keep going. So much coffee and Red Bull.
What was your most valuable talk?
As in the presentations?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. Well, I guess first thing, it was really awesome to see John McLucas and Stephen Ward do their speech. I met them both in a course that we took early last January, a year ago, and that was really cool because we were all on a team for the Pacific time zone. So I knew them prior from that, and I had actually drove out last year. It'll actually almost be a year ago now, and went and met John in person, just talked to him in his studio space, got to see where he was actually living, like, and hearing that his story of what he had to do, that's always beautiful. I mean, I've heard it many times. That's not me complaining. Like, it's inspirational and beautiful every time. But to see everybody else be able to hear it, I think that's a really valuable thing, because the show of, hey, like, he's became where he has so fast, and then being able to bring on Steven full time also in this time period because of quote him, how much shit you have to eat to like get to this point. But it's awesome. That I think was very valuable, because that's always a great story. Really like Jesse Cannon. I knew who he was roughly, but then after watching his speech and just getting so stoked on, well, one, all the Mad Men references. I'm not even a big TV fan, but the way he presented the whole thing, it was very laid out very well. Dude's a really good speaker too, and I think from that it makes me think. I actually went and checked out his podcast after, and now I've binged way too many episodes of that. But yeah, Jesse's speech was really cool about not being at war with your clients. That was very eye-opening for me. I really enjoyed that one. I think that had a lot of useful information, and it's tough to pick just one thing because there was so many great presentations and they all had a lot of valuable information. Joel's one about like with basically was similar to artist development was fucking great. Also, I'd say I really like Bo's presentation. Bo's presentation on that last day was a little different, but the way he carried it, and it was because a lot of them was like, okay, this is my presentation, and it's very organized, and Bo's like, man, what's up, guys? I'm just kicking it. And it's like I'm just a dude. I'm doing my thing. What's up? And I think that's why that resonated with me well. But in general, everyone has their own kind of vibe. Billy Decker just went super fast, and I'm just like, damn, dude, that was... And then this song goes number one, and now I hear a song like come on the radio sometimes, so I'm just like, dude, there'll be times I'll be driving my boss's truck at the day job. And I'll throw on country radio just for the fun of it. The other day I heard 3 songs like out of my 3 hours of delivery that I was just like, ooh, I really dig it. I looked them up. All 3 were Billy mixes just because I was like, dude, I love this drum tone. Looking it up. Oh, that's why. Okay, Dustin Lynch, Billy Decker. Rodney Atkins, Billy Decker. Awesome. Chris Young. Those were the 3. And it was just like nuts. I'm just like listening to them. I'm like, dude, I'm vibing with these drums. Like, these would be awesome in a metal song. And I look at, like, I just keep doing my Google search. Who is the song? Search up the credits. Oh, well, there we go. But yeah, man, it's tough. Like, all the presentations were super solid. I think they all, like, appealed to different courses, too, because they aren't all the same thing. I mean, Joey made a kick drum from someone hitting their chest. Like, but it's not all tips and tricks. There's so much on the industry side, too, which is talked about. And I think that's why it's cool. It's not just, hey, this isn't just nail the mix live. No, this is my experience. And they're all like tied to different things. I'm really curious to see where this next year goes. I'll say that.
Yeah, obviously they were talking about lots of things. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with that.
Also, one more. When they did the question panel with Finn and Machine and Mike Clasian and Kurt Ballou, that was cool. Wait, was it Mike Clasian?
He wasn't there.
Was it Mike Clasian? No, who? It was Was it Billy Decker? It was Billy Decker.
Yeah.
Machine. There we go. Okay. And Kurt Ballou. That was cool.
What were your thoughts when hanging out with all the speakers? Anyone who you were looking forward to the most?
Billy Decker. I'm an avid podcast listener, so listening to the Billy Decker's episodes on the podcast, on the few that he's been on, he's always got a really cool vibe, and it's very genuine and just like it's very friendly. And he's got that southern charm, dude. And I don't have that. I mean, I need an accent, man. I think that would make me a better podcast person, you know? Just be like, yeah, so I got nothing. But and Billy was really nice. I was stoked to meet Machine because I didn't realize this until looking it up, but there was so many records that I like that were really diverse that he worked on, like 4 Years Strong, Cobra Starship, which is a interesting one, then Suicide Silence, and then Miss May I. Like it's all over. But and now he just did As It Is, and it's really cool to see that was really cool. And that was the other thing is also like on a side note, talking to people in the actual conversations outside, the information was that you can learn just from some banter is really interesting. And input. Machine talked to me about trust. And I told him, like, how do I help an artist? Like, if I have an idea and I'm trying to convey it of, this is why I think this is a better route to take. And he talked about trust. And it was a lot of information. Like, I almost, like, blanked in my mind for a second because I was trying to process it all. But it really, like, stuck with me hard. But that one, and I guess it's not really a speaker, but I was stoked to meet a lot of people online that I'd seen but didn't know super well. So like John Masio or Maciel, however I say it, I was like, oh, dude, this is my pineapple pizza, bro. We got to talk. And on the last day, I actually, Zach ordered pineapple pizza and got that ordered in and then gave one to John, gave one to Bo. And just like, pineapple pizza, bro. Or Zach got a regular half. I got a pineapple half on that pizza. And that was cool. And just a little conversation, like meeting Miami. And like Miami came up to me. I was like, hey, what's up? I was like, oh, shit. What's up, man? Like, cool. But yeah, that was the cool one, I think. Like, and that might be weird, but I mean, I was stoked to, of course, meet the speakers, but to meet the people from this online community that like will comment on each other's stuff and provide advice, but then actually meet them in person, and it's like, hey, we're all people. Like, it's not just names on the internet.
Yeah, because I was like obviously hanging out with James, Dole, and you, many other guys, and then you just see their names and faces on Facebook, and you just talk in the chat. And then actually you get to meet him. It's like
now it's even better, I think, because I'll watch you doing a live stream on a mix. I'm like, oh shit, Danny's mixing. Or I'll see like, hey, James is doing a live stream of shredding on Facebook, or McLucas is doing a live stream of a mix, and I'm just like, this is awesome. I love this. And it's like, what's up, man? And I'll see other people hop in, Joel more, but I know like in general with like Joel, Joey, and Nick and Al, like they're all kind of busy putting it on. So it's tougher to get that time. But still, like, everyone's approachable. And I think that's cool.
Long after the summit was on. But have you started implementing anything that you took on board from the summit?
Big one would definitely be the trust thing that I talked about with Machine. That was cool. With Joel's speech for sure, with the artists, like really sitting with the artists and talking, like, what are you guys trying to go for? Are you trying to like be on radio? Are you trying to appeal to this crowd? And really talking to them, not saying that I need to develop their band, but it's, hey, let's talk. Like before we dive into this, what are you guys really trying to do? And I think a lot of the summit has made me focus more on pre-pro as a whole. Because now it's not, when bands come, it's like, hey, I just want to come record. And it's like, okay, cool. But if you want someone to just push record, go do that. That's fine. But if you want to really like, let's sit down, we're going to rough track your song, we're going to break it down and analyze it piece by piece by piece by piece and really like make this into something special, then come to me. I'm your guy. But if you want just an engineer, I'm not the person for you. Like, I mean, I'll do it, but anybody can do that. Anybody can just push record, and like that's fine. You can send out the mix, sure. But if you really want someone that's gonna like sit with you and analyze your stuff, and like, I think that all comes back to the summit and just the different talks that were there of just hearing about like Jesse's speech about working with the bands, hearing about Joel's speech about working with the bands, and I think it's stuff that shouldn't be overlooked. I think that Joey's stuff with production, I mean, I guess it's really general, but that was a big one. And implementing stuff from the summit, keeping the relationships going. But I think a lot of it is taking pieces from everything and just kind of making it work where it works. But that was interesting, as I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to learn a bunch of audio tips and tricks. But it wasn't just that. It was much more than that. I think for me personally, the working with artists thing is a big one. For me personally, like, to develop with. But, yeah, I mean, and I think also hearing the diversity of everyone's stuff and what everybody works on made me realize, okay, I don't need to just focus on punk-based genres or just metal-based genres. Like, let's bring on this blues hip-hop fusion project. Let's bring on this acoustic artist. Like, let me challenge myself and challenge the artists themselves. And, like, let's make some cool stuff. Don't limit myself because, there's some preconceived notion about this genre or whatever. No, it's, if you're someone that's stoked on your craft and, like, wants to do something cool, like, let's do something cool. And I think I wouldn't have been as open to that if it wasn't for the summit. If I hadn't had the conversations that I'd had, seen from and just heard what I heard from the presentations, is I think the whole thing made me want to challenge myself on a whole new other level.
And that says it all, really.
I mean, do you agree?
Oh yeah, like, obviously the summit just, it's made me push myself even more, because Joel's and Finn talk about branding, marketing, social media.
Oh damn, I didn't even. Dude, yeah, the Finn thing. Damn, I totally. That's worth acknowledging.
I had a music page, but I updated it every now and then when I just did a little project here and there. But since the summit, I was like, right, being top of mind is important. So I was just like, every week I'm gonna upload one video or one picture or do something, and that's why I've done like the mixers every week, pretty much every week if I can. Cause I need to be there, and then I need to like take pictures of every project that I'm working on, so I'll have tons of pictures, so throughout the weeks I can keep uploading pictures, or just doing my Instagram story, just upload something, just because people need to see your content. So that was a massive thing for me. You're
not wrong, and I know for personally I am definitely slacking on the social media side, and that's also me. I don't know why I'm overthinking it, because right now I'm just focusing on the bands. And I know that'll come, but the branding is my personal issue right now, and that's a constant battle I personally face. But I do see you doing better, and who else? I mean, McLucas always kills it through his social media. Finn's always, like, the bigger people are doing great, but you're doing a lot better. I've been seeing Zach Fisk post a lot more. James is always posting. It's cool though to see people really take the time and effort to be more active with their stuff, and it's noticeable. They're posting, like, they were posting once every month, and now they're posting twice a week, and just little things. But yeah, I didn't even think about that, dude. The social media is a big thing, especially in this day and age. I think that's very important, and I actually feel foolish for not even acknowledging Finn's speech, because Finn's speech was some stuff. Like, hearing him talk about John, like, analyzing John's, and it's like, you gotta have some personality with it, and that's true. It's like, nobody wants to follow you if you're just posting, oh, here's a picture of my console, here's a picture of a WAV file, here's a picture of a compressor. I mean, audio nerds will, but audio nerds are not gonna hire you to make the record. I mean, maybe Mixer or something, but are you gonna appeal to people? No one's gonna care of, ooh, I put these new transistors in my fucking bullshit. No one gives a shit, dude. Like, show people that you're making records and shit, and show them your personality. And yeah, man.
The summit basically gave everyone a big kick up the bum.
Oh, kick up the bum. Kick up the bum. Yeah, the summit definitely. Yeah, the summit kicked me in the ass fucking hard, dude. And we're just like, hey, you're fucking up here. You're not doing enough here. This is what you're overthinking. This is what you're thinking too much about. Stop fucking around. And that's me putting it in blunt, but it was almost like a wake up call. It's like, cool, I'm worried about shit that doesn't fucking matter. I'm wasting too much time on shit that doesn't matter, and I'm not paying enough attention to shit that I need to pay more attention to.
That is true, to be honest.
Yeah, man.
Surprised you looking back.
Surprise? Who everybody was gonna be? I mean, bringing it back, I guess, to what I first thought is I was overthinking shit. And just thinking of, I didn't talk to enough, still beating myself up of, I should have talked to this person more. I should have had more in-depth conversation. I shouldn't have been as scared to walk over to this person and have a conversation, because now we had a 5-minute conversation on the last day when we could have met on day 1. And it's psyching myself out. It's being anxious for shit that I shouldn't be fucking anxious about. And it's, that's what I'm reflecting on, is like, it's a great experience, and I'm stoked for the upcoming year with it. But I know what I did wrong. And I know that there were certain people I was too scared to talk to, and it's like, no, just stop being fucking scared, dude. Go do shit. No one cares. Like, no one cares who you are. Like, for example, I know I can talk fast as fuck, and I'm scared that it, like, bugs people. But then, like, and I don't mean this in an insulting way, but, like, I meet someone like you or like Joel, and you're talking just as fast as I am, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not fucking crazy. People talk as just as fast. I'm like, I'm annoying, and then it's like, no, you're not annoying. You're just stoked. You're going fast. I had an artist tell me 2 days ago, like, we talked for an hour and a half, me and this acoustic artist, about doing this project. And I was just like, bro, I'm sorry if I'm, like, talking too fast and going too much. He's like, no, I love it. It's passion. Like, keep doing that.
I get told that a lot. Like, dude, you talk so fast. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
But like you said, once you get into something and you're, like, super excited, and it all comes out, and you just like,
yeah, dude, it's a passion thing. Like,
yeah.
And you don't realize you're doing it, and I have to consciously think, so I'm not talking too fast right now. But, cool, you know, like, I think that's the whole thing, is like, with the summit is, I overthought everything too much going there. I was like, oh, it's going to be like this, it's going to be like that. No, you don't know how it's going to fucking be. You're not there. If you don't know how it's going to fucking be, then don't psych yourself out, because you psych yourself out, you're going to be weird. Don't be weird. Just be yourself, be a person. Go kick it. Go talk to some people. Go bullshit. Go be a nerd. Don't try to, like, be like, oh, I'm cool. I don't want to, like, talk about being a nerd. No, be a fucking nerd, dude. Because not everybody just talks about audio. Like, people talk about, like, their, like, food, drinks, superheroes, whatever. Like, it's not just, like, the conversation. You got to connect with people on a personal level. Nobody wants to just talk of, when I was talking to Machine, I was like, so what else do you do? Like, I know your dad and stuff. And he's like, so we talk about that. And it's like, don't just talk to people about, hey, so what do you do with your kick drums and this and that? No, like, also connect on a personal level. I think relationships work better when you connect as a person, not just, hey, what info can I learn from you? No, it's, hey, let's be people, let's be buddies, let's fucking kick it and talk about shit. Like, what type of food you like, man? What type of movies you like? What type of music you like? What made you get into this? Like, they all relates, but connecting with people on a personal level, I think, does a lot more.
Definitely, like you said, you just talk about audio. It's like, well, you go in there for audio. You got a whole week. You can talk about other things, because we're there for one reason. There's other things you can talk about as well. And then you get to know them much better rather than just some audio dude.
Well,
You're like, oh, you like this stuff? Is that you like that as well? Oh, this is cool.
yeah, you know, like, and I didn't realize that till like the second, like, late second day, is just that. And I've realized it more after going back, is the conversation I had with people that were more on a personal level and learning about them as a person, and not just, oh, what do you do? Oh, you record. Okay, cool. What type of bands do you record? Okay, cool. Like, where are you from? Okay. And that's about it. And it's like, yeah, but what, do I know who the fuck they are? No. It's like, let's talk on a personal level. Like, why do you do what you do, dude? What gets you stoked on life? What do you do in your spare time? Like, do you have hobbies besides this? Do you write? Do you draw? Do you ride bikes? Do you work out? Like, what do you do? Like, and I feel like connecting with people on that personal level is something that I overlooked going in and didn't realize till a little too late. But now I just know for next year coming in that I'm going to go in there, not be psyched out, and just be like, hey, what's everybody? Let's kick it. Let's be friends. Let's bullshit. Like, this is who I am. Who are you? Like, and actually make some relationships. Like, sure, it's cool when you know when someone's like, oh, yeah, this is Dave from Tennessee, and he records this. No. And that's just hypothetical, and that's cool. But it's like, or saying, hey, this is Will. He's from the UK area, and he's a Marvel fan, and I'm a DC fan, but he's a cool dude. Like, and he likes Eminem, but he's like, works with the guitars and metal stuff, and like shit like that. Like, that's cool. I think that helps on just another level. And so that's my big thing, is I think I guess that, I don't even know if that was a fucking question, but looking back on it, that's the one thing, is like, don't go, for me, the not going there. I went in there overthinking too much. I tried to be too quiet and was like scared to talk to people. And I was afraid to like be too nerdy and be myself. And it's like, no, dude, just be your fucking self. Kick it. Come kick it. Come be friends with everybody. Like, we're all here for the same thing. Everyone's just is, and that was the other thing, is that I realized everybody was just as anxious and nervous as everybody else, like majority wise. Like the people who had been there prior, cool, but even some of them, and it's like, it's weird. We're all away from our fucking surroundings in an environment we're not familiar with people we're not familiar with. We're all going through the same shit. No one's like super unique and special in that sense of, like, you're not alone. And rant.
Exactly. We all come from all over the world, to be honest. So, and we all there for the same reason. So, we're all thinking the same stuff. So, you just the whole like making that move and just not letting your head think, oh, this is gonna happen. You just do it. Just go and talk to someone, and they'll be like, oh, and then you start a conversation, and then
yeah, man, not letting my head get the best of me. And I think that's for anybody. Like, if people, like, there's people in the URM group, and they're like, oh, should I go to the summit? And it's like, no, it's not should I go to the summit, it's go to the summit. It's not an option. Do you really give a shit about this? Do you really want to? Do you want to just like there's nothing wrong with being a URM and like that. It's like, but do you really want to take it to another level of kick yourself in the ass, meet some fucking cool people that will help push you farther and get you stoked on it and like really actually do shit. Like there's a level of like there's a difference from like saying you're doing shit and actually doing shit. But no, it's like that will help you push you farther. And I think having peers in that community rather than just being like you, sure, I have my outside friends, sure. But having like the people I've met here now helps, like, okay, cool. Other people are doing music shit. I can talk about music shit and audio shit and being around people that you can relate with, but on a whole other level because you've met them in person. I mean, this might not be the best example, but it's like if you're on Tinder and you're swiping and you're like talking to girls and it's like, cool, man, like that's fine. But go and hang out with them. It's like a whole nother level of a personal level. And then the conversation goes from, oh, hey, hi. And then it's like petty, like bullshit. And it's like, no. And it's like, hey, what's up? That was awesome. Like, when we kicking it again, this and that. And I think it's the same thing with the summit. It's like, it's transitioning online to reality. And just that personal connection is like, cool, I know who this person is. I know how they act. I know how, like, really, like, it's relationships. Like, there's difference. Like, there's online friends and online friends are awesome. But I think meeting it in person and really, like, connecting on that level takes it to just a different level. And if people don't do it, they're fucking up.
You basically just asked the last question here. I was going to advise to people on the fence about going.
Oh, dude, grow the fuck up. Go to the summit. If you can't afford that shit, sign up for a PayPal credit card, 6 months, 0 interest. Grow the fuck up. Go to the summit. Don't think about it. Just do it.
I think that wraps up everything for this pretty interesting podcast.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Danny, for all my tangents and being fucking scatterbrains, because I'm like going pew, 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 pew. Yeah, no, I can't keep focus, but
Rant zone.
I know it's late for you, and it's the morning for me, and we're on different wavelengths, and I am sorry. That is not fair to you, and I'm sorry for not making sense with all of this, but I'm just being me, and I think that's what it all comes down to is, like, go to the summit, be yourself, meet some cool people, make some friends, kick yourself in the ass, go make some badass records, get stoked on your shit, get people stoked on their shit. Yeah.
I think that ends everything on this, because there's no coming back from that now.
Right on, dude.